All right, welcome to the Dirty Room. Believe this is episode 3. I haven't been numbering them, but I'm pretty sure this is the third episode. This one is airing March 15th. I'm recording it the day before March 14th. Actually, during the day this time instead of in the middle of the night when everybody in my house is asleep, because I actually got some alone time in the house right now. And I was like, hey, finally some time to record. And with St. Patrick's Day coming up, I'm excited. I mean, I'm already wearing my green. Oh, I didn't even realize until right now. St. Patrick's Day is the start of March Madness as well. So if I wasn't gonna get fucked up before because of St. Patrick's Day, I'm definitely getting fucked up now because it's also the start of March Madness. The two of them combined on one day. Bet every green team. Bet every green team. Michigan State. I mean, yeah, that's a sign to bet green this upcoming March Madness. I know there's no real logic behind that, but you're supposed to wear green on St. Patrick's Day for the luck or whatever, and so that you don't get pinched. I always hated when people actually came up and pinched you though, because there was no need. Yeah, you knew ahead of time that if you weren't gonna wear green on St. Patrick's Day, you're probably gonna get pinched. But there's only like the few people that are actually like, oh, you're not wearing green. Know what that means? Yeah, but besides those people, I love St. Patrick's Day because it really is just a drinking holiday. It's an excuse to be out in public with other people that are drunk at I don't know 2 p.m. and you all just look at each other and you guys know you're in this together. You're in this together. But as of right now, I don't know who I'm going to be spending St. Patrick's Day with this year because I don't know. It's on a Wednesday, and some of my friends actually work. And yeah, so I've considered maybe I'll go to a bar by myself again because I went to a bar, or not the first time that I went to a bar by myself a couple weeks ago, but last week was the first time that I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go to the bar by myself, have a drink or two, and head home because I just bet on the Warriors game and they lost. So I was like, all right, fuck it. I don't want to just like sit around and sulk in my loss. I'm gonna go to the bar, get a drink or two. I knew it was karaoke night as well at the bar, so I was like, maybe watch a couple people sing and then head home. And while I was sitting there, I was just like, oh, I'm that lonely dude in the bar that just came by himself on a Thursday night, I believe, where it's like no friends are coming to meet me, anything. So then I start thinking, okay, we'll get a couple drinks down. Maybe I'll try to go talk to someone. Maybe I'll try to go get a girl's number or something. Who knows? But then the more that I was sitting there, I was like, how do I even walk up? How do I even approach this right now? Because I haven't done like one-on-one, like picking someone up from a bar in a while. Like every time that I've hit on somebody at the bar, it's always I've had a group and I like try to get the groups together type of thing. But that just left me sitting there at the bar like, holy shit, do I not know how to talk to a fucking girl? And I was just sitting there for about 10 to 15 minutes, just like thinking about that. And I was like, I'm still just looking like the lonely dude here at the bar. And as soon as I was getting ready to close out and leave, because I knew how awkward I looked being there, of course, I hear one of my friends yell out my name. I'm a little confused on where they are. She eventually comes and finds me. She tells me, oh, it's my boyfriend's birthday tonight, so we're going to be getting drunk. So I was like, all right, count me in. So I parked my car in a safer spot, came back to the bar, proceeded to get drunk. So basically, I got bailed out that night from being the awkward, lonely guy because my friend's boyfriend's birthday was that night and they just happened to be at the same bar as me. So I'm not trying to end up in a situation like that again on St. Patrick's Day because I'm pretty sure that most of my friends aren't going to be down to go to the bar. And who knows? I might get lucky and run into somebody else that I know at the bar. Maybe I'll hit up a couple more of my friends that I usually don't hang out with, but I'll be like, hey, let's hit a bar. It's St. Patrick's Day. Why not get fucked up? But yeah, it's just what will I do? Because the past few St. Patrick's, like the last 5 St. Patrick's Day leading up to this, it was one, I lost my virginity, fucking sick, when back in like 2017 or whatever. Yeah, back in 2017, lost my virginity on St. Patrick's Day. That was fucking sick. Um, then got drunk in San Francisco. Then Corona happened, and then now here just kind of decide what I'm gonna do for St. Patrick's Day. Is it get drunk publicly with a group of random people, or hope that I could talk a couple of friends into going to the bar with me? All right, I feel like I've talked about that long enough at this point. So Tom Brady announced his retirement 40 days ago. 40 days ago. Then all of a sudden he sees LeBron James drop. And then all of a sudden, allegedly, because he saw LeBron James drop 54 points like last week against the Warriors, he sent LeBron a text saying, like, me and you are two of the greatest to ever do this, essentially. And now I'm just competing to outdo you. So Tom Brady announces that he is unretiring. He's back. We couldn't even get one fucking season of no Tom Brady. That dude's been around my entire life. I've lived at my parents' house as long as Tom Brady's been in the NFL. And he actually left for a minute. He left. I haven't lived on my own at any point. Fucking Tom Brady left the NFL for 40 days. So he had like a 2-month trial of living on his own without the NFL in my lifetime. And then he just decides, nah, dude, time to go back. The NFL needs me. Roger misses me. Who else is Roger Goodell and Joe Buck going to suck off if I'm not there? Carson Wentz? Huh? But there was no need for Tom Brady to come back. He went out on a winning season. I mean, sure, they lost in the playoffs to the Rams, who ended up winning the fucking Super Bowl. But I just don't think Tom Brady is gonna accept that, where he's going to play until he at least wins another ring, or until he literally gets taken off the field in a casket. Because at this point, if he's trying to go outdo LeBron, he's got at least a solid 4 or 5 more years left. Because LeBron said that he's going to play until he could play with Bron, or not until, but he said his last season he's going to want to play with Bronny. But that still doesn't dictate when LeBron's going to be calling it quits. Because Bronny's going to be eligible for the draft in 3 years, 2 years. Yeah, 2 years. And LeBron's barely going to be hitting free agency like a year before. So there's nothing stopping him from signing a 1-year deal somewhere and then going to go play with Bronny for another 3. Like, just because he says it's going to be his last year with his son, it doesn't mean that he's not going to play more years. Like, his son could be in the league for another like 3 years. And then LeBron will be like, okay, it's time to call it quits. And then goes and plays with his son for a year, where even he might be just looking like a cyborg out there, with looking probably like JJ Watt or Brett Favre. Yeah, no, it's going to be him and Brett Favre doing copper fit commercials. LeBron's going to be fucking 43 years old wearing copper fits all over his arms and on his knees and ankles and everything, and doing Levi Jean commercials with Brett Favre. In the end, with Tom Brady coming back, I really just feel bad for that guy that just spent a little over $500,000 to buy Tom Brady's what was supposed to be last touchdown pass football. Because after Tom Brady's last pass last season, Mike Evans ran out into the crowd and threw it into the crowd, and somebody auctioned that ball off and got 500 and spent $500,000 on it. just for Tom Brady to announce that he's coming out of retirement the very next day. Imagine that. You spend $500,000 to buy a football that was supposed to be Tom Brady's last touchdown, last time Tom Brady ever stepped foot on a field. And then the next day, he just decides, I'm back. I would be furious. I would, because that football just probably went from being worth potentially millions in a couple years once he makes the Hall of Fame to now probably about $5,000. So this dude's losing so much money on this investment. But at the same time, I don't feel bad because that's a chance that you were willing to take when you didn't know if Tom Brady was officially gone or not. So to you, sir, I say tough shit. So now we go from greatness to Jimmy G. I'm starting to get scared as a 49ers fan. At the beginning of this offseason, it was like, oh yeah, Trey Lance is the guy. We're getting rid of Jimmy G for sure. Look at all these teams that need quarterbacks. Like Ben Roethlisberger's retiring. Aaron Rodgers is going to be leaving Green Bay. Russell Wilson's going to be out of Seattle. The Saints need a quarterback. The Giants need a quarterback. Houston needs a quarterback. But then Russ goes to Denver. Aaron Rodgers stays in Green Bay. Ben retires. But now the Steelers, as of today, actually, picked up Mitch Trubisky. And now that Deshaun Watson's not facing criminal charges, the market for Jimmy Garoppolo is drying up quicker than a 42-year-old woman. And now with Tom Brady being back, that just takes away one more potential team the 49ers could have sent Jimmy Garoppolo to. And as the days go on, I know that the 49ers are going to get rid of him, but we are losing more and more leverage by the day, starting from when Carson Wentz went to the Commanders. The Commanders were going to be a team that we were going to possibly send Jimmy to. Then the Steelers just signed Mitch Trubisky today. Another team that we could have sent the Jimmy G to. And then we could have also possibly sent him to Carolina. But now Deshaun Watson is not going to be getting criminal charges or criminal charges. So now Carolina is apparently pursuing Watson really heavy. So the market is drying up for Jimmy Garoppolo, and I am just getting more and more scared that we're either going to get only like a 7th rounder for him, because the Colts really do hold all the leverage now that the Steelers got Mitch Trubisky. They really do, because we were going to hopefully get some picks out of them because they didn't have a quarterback, and they're like, oh, Ben Roethlisberger's gone, and we don't trust Mason Rudolph for shit. Why not give Jimmy a try? Dude went to an NFC championship and a Super Bowl, or 2 NFC championships and a Super Bowl. But I don't blame them. I'd honestly rather take the chance on Mitch Trubisky at this point. Because, I mean, yes, I know. Like I was just saying, Jimmy's been winning with the 49ers, but if you truly watch, all of his passes are for 5 yards, and then yards after catch, carry it the rest of the way. And then he's destined to throw 1 to 2 interceptions a game. So when you look at it like that, it really doesn't hurt to go after Mitch Trubisky, especially since you're only signed him for a 2-year deal. That's kind of like, we could try this out. This doesn't work out. Oh, well, we're probably going to still draft a quarterback in the draft this year. You guys will compete it out for this year. You'll probably win this year, and then next year it's up in the air. Because I still think that they're going to take Malik Willis in the first round, even though they just took Mitch Trubisky so that he could sit for a year and learn the system, which a lot of teams have been, or which teams haven't really been doing that much lately. Like, I mean, the 49ers did it with Trey Lance, even though he got some playing time. And the Packers are doing it right now with Jordan Love, but Jordan Love's not getting any playing time because Aaron Rodgers is just out here winning MVP after MVP. And when you really look at Mitch Trubisky compared to Jimmy Garoppolo. He's younger. He doesn't have any ACL tear like Jimmy. He came from Matt Nagy ran Bears where the Bears were just atrocious. Their offense is just terrible. Nagy is also ruining Justin Fields in front of our eyes, but we don't need to get into that. But then Trubisky goes to the Bills. Sure, he only played in the preseason, really, but he looked good in the preseason. Shows you what he could do if you just give him a competent coach and a couple of receiving options. So for that, I'd rather, if I was a GM, I'd rather take Mitch Trubisky. And I'm sticking by that, even though Jimmy's been my quarterback for the past 2 years, and it's been pain. Or not 2 years, like 5 years. Last 5 years. In the first couple years, it was cool. But the past 2 years, it's just been pain. And finally, to wrap it all up, we finally got March Madness. March Madness is this week. We're getting it going. It's going. My bracket is set. On the one that I made, the first bracket that I made, I'll just put it like this. I don't need to go through every matchup, every whatever. I got Gonzaga and Kansas in the finals, with Gonzaga pulling it out like 78-73. So I can't wait to see which team busts my bracket, because it's going to be a favorite that nobody's going to see coming. And that stiffy that I was talking about having for all of March a couple weeks ago will immediately die. It will immediately die as soon as my bracket gets busted. But you know what? If I get 3 out of the 4 final 4 teams right, I'm still going to blow a fat load when it comes to the net cutting. And the one shining moment at the end when they just go through all the highlights of the March Madness tournament, yeah, then I'll blow my load. But until then, that'll do for another episode of The Dirty Room. Make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment, follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Same username right here at the DB Network. And let me know if there's anything that you guys would specifically like to hear me talk about, I guess. All right. Until next time. Later.